Right, Plebgate. This is a silly season scandal that has somehow made it into October, involving Andrew Mitchell, until recently, until his resignation at the weekend, Chief Whip in the Conservative-led coalition government at Westminster. Thrasher Mitchell, Thrasher is his rather unfortunate nickname, as well, for reasons you'll see in a moment, became involved in an altercation, is perhaps the way to put it, with a police officer who was thwarting Mitchell's attempts to ride through a gate. If this seems a trivial thing to end a political career, you would be entirely correct in thinking that. But Mitchell is alleged to have scolded and upbraided the policeman and called him a fucking pleb, which the policeman was not best pleased with, and the police have been leaking their side of this story and this argument to the press in a fairly shameless fashion, but one that has provided much entertainment for Fleet Street and everybody else. So Mitchell has been forced, in the outcry and brouhaha that has followed all of this, to resign, despite having held on to his position for 2 or 3 weeks and so on. So he's actually resigned at just the worst time, in as much as you either go immediately or you don't go at all. But they've managed to make a hash of that as well. Does it matter? In one sense, it reinforces a negative stereotype about the Conservative Party as being comprised of toffs and aristocrats and who are out of sympathy with, out of touch with the concerns of ordinary Britain. It allows them to be portrayed as the sort of top hat, white tie and tails brigade, who all went to Eton and other exclusive public, that is, i.e. private schools, and at a time of austerity, a sluggish economy, and all the rest of that, it has unfortunate consequences in terms of confirming the most negative stereotypes about the Conservative Party. In some respects, it's a bit unfair, but then again, you know, if Mitchell hadn't been such a fucking fool, none of it would have arisen in the first place. And so there is a sense, I think, in which most people believe that he's got his just desserts. But it's the sort of trivial end to a political career of a sort that we kind of specialise in Britain, where scandals erupt out of nothing with an astonishing frequency. You know, but we've actually, on the whole, generally speaking, managed to avoid real scandals, which is in both a blessing, but also in some ways slightly disappointing.